Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights. Your right to life. Humans' right to life. Here in America, we have what we call a democracy. But this democracy is designed to lead us away from, as in heaven, so on earth. All governments are designed to do the same thing. And so when I speak to you about things that's happening locally or around here, current, I'm speaking of the hell that we live in. And here in America, presently, the Republican Party is what we known to be known as the bad cop. You've heard the story about the bad cop. The people are unaware, but are themselves representatives of bad cops. Now, the Democrats are the so-called good cops, and that's presently. The people are as well unaware that they are on the same time to defeat the plan of, as in heaven, so on earth. Republicans and Democrats are players on the team of world dominance by money and those professing to be superior to all others, claiming to control humanity until such time as the invisible reappears. Now, the masses here on earth have an echo of God, but they have no value in the teachings. It means nothing to them at all, beyond what they see and what they've been taught about Jesus. And that is that Jesus is coming back for them, which really infers that they have nothing to do. And this suggests, by doing nothing, as we can see what is happening currently, the bad things, the hellish things, that which makes hell is constantly continuing. And on the religious side, what do you hear? You hear them say that you are gods. They call you God sometimes when they're trying to get your money. They call themselves God. I heard one preacher say, "You want to see God?" And he started turning around and said, "Look at me," that you're looking at God. We are gods, they say. And all the time, they never talk to you about true love. And they never show you true love. So what you have, you got your rich preachers, you got your rich rulers. But I have witnessed, ladies and gentlemen, that human beings are so susceptible, the human mind, to pure junk. If you watch television and you see these different religious orders on, they're displaying, they're having their meetings or whatever, you see the crazy stuff they're doing, laughing, hollering, screaming, got everybody caught up in it. It's like a cult. It's like satanic. Now, why do I say it's satanic? I will tell you in a minute why I say it's satanic. Because out of it comes nothing but hatred out for others. Out of it comes bigotry for others. They don't come out with any love. There's nothing taught in there that promotes a progressive way of life that brings them to a point that they can be a symbol to others, but no, just to destroy others. It's something that you've heard this, maybe many of you have seen somewhere you can go to your optometrist and they will give you a piece of paper with something like a square box drawn on it in 1/4 with 4 corners. four sides. And one side, it's got a red line on it. And let's say you draw another box on top of that one. And you put four sides, and you put a green line on 1/4 of it. Now, one of the lines on the top, apparently, since you put the last bucket there, the green line would be the one on top. Now, you can ask a person to look at that figure and identify which line is on top, which color line on top, the green or the red. And they will see the red. Now, you tell them to look at it again, to focus on it and really see. And they can focus on it, so the next thing they see is green on top. Or the reverse. Just by suggesting. You seen this situation where somebody put some sticks in the earth, some taller than the others, and had some students or some individuals come up and observe it and point out which were taller, and everybody would see what the tallest is. It's obvious. Then they brought in somebody coming in, and they were speaking and talking about it, and they ripped it up, talking about it in such a way till all of a sudden he was explaining how the shorter one was the tallest one. And just sitting there, and these people observing it, and the next thing you know, they are confused. They don't know which is taller, the short or what they thought at first. Just confused. Now, when you see people running all over these churches, falling over benches and stuff, and paying their money, you never told to go out and show love. Never told to go out and show the people that all people on the face of the earth are supposed to have their basic human rights. That everybody on earth, if you're going to be talking about God, rather than talking about getting folks money and riding around in your bad cars and living in your mansion homes, why don't you, I'm just asking, because see, I used to say that what I see was so different than what you see. I wanted to say it came from God, because it was very difficult for me to believe that I generated such a vision. And then I'm thinking about how your mind is. You be what you want to be. Your mind, you create yourself in your own mind. And in my mind, all I wanted to do was to see me being absolutely happy with life. And I felt that happiness for life that I feel would be fantastic if you felt it for you, life. And we all felt life. I'm looking, and then I'm thinking, how can this be achieved? By making things happen that are positive, that are common amongst people, that people live with life, food, clothing, shelter, and anything that's created by the hands of man, utilizing resources that came from a power that is responsible for our being here, and allowing us to create all of these things that any one of us might be able to access it when we need it, when we want it, or when we desire it. Baby, and everybody engaged in the process of making sure that exists. And we do it by choosing something that gives us our greatest joy in doing it. And here we are teaching people the ways of the world. That doesn't mean a thing compared to the ways of life. Showing why loving is better than hating. Showing that compassion is better than racism and bigotry. Telling them before their very eyes, they don't have to lie, cheat, or steal, or do any of these kinds of things. I mean, when something like that happens, then you're saying somebody now is telling you what God is about, telling you what Jesus is about, and saying that the complications are going to be there because the world is designed in such a way that what you're talking about, what I just got through sharing with you, there's no place for that here on earth unless all of the people can wake up and do this stuff. Otherwise, it'll be people waking up and getting killed because on this earth, there's no place for nothing like that. So this is what determines who is for real when it comes down to God. If you're going to use Jesus, Christians, if you're going to use Jesus for your example, Jesus went on that cross not to free you from your sin, but to free you if you could wake up and say you don't have to. Before you do that, choose God. But you can't choose God. when you don't believe God. It's hard to try to choose something you don't believe. It's hard to choose something you don't believe. Wow. It won't take much to change you. Well, anyway, this thing you can't fake, because the devil is at you. If you're trying to do righteous, if you're trying to love, and you're not going to let anything stop you from loving the world, I don't care if you're in America, whether you what part of the world you're in, anywhere on the face of it, you're dealing against their program. You're dealing with what the choices they have made to make them superior to what's going on. And you come there talking about something that frees people to say that nobody's above anybody and nobody's below anybody. No, you got to go. And you're saying, what's keeping you so long? And then whatever God allows to happen is what happens. I thought I'd just share this with you because in a few hours we're going to start celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. The man like Jesus Christ who was committed to doing what was right. And like Jesus Christ was murdered, so was he. And others, just like they were. And anybody that walks into the light of God will be murdered today if things don't change. See, a person walking in the light of God is not going to just walk away from the way the Republicans and Trump and those what you call bad cops do. They're not going to just walk away from Biden and the good cops, what they do. No, they're going to tell the people that these systems are designed to screw them. They're going to tell them that life is being usurped from them by somebody that has deceived them, some power that has deceived them, and show them the way to truth and what that truth would lead if it was expressed here on earth. It would be as though we are in heaven. And since you who are led by the truth are not going to sell and bend to the wind, then if God doesn't change things miraculously, then you'll be killed. And if it happened to Jesus, it happened to the King, it'll happen to you and me. Thank you.